Hi, I'm Ania Hobson and I'm a figurative contemporary painter. Yeah, I studied at Ipswich University, and after I graduated I then went on to do short courses at the Prince's Drawing School, and then I did 2 weeks at the Florence Academy of Art. Yeah, at the Florence Academy of Art I learned a lot about creating skin tones, which I had no clue about before I went there, and that for me was a very vital thing as a portrait painter. And it was very intensive, and it was a lot about learning drawing from life, and actually just a lot about mixing paints, which I just had no clue about. So that was a really good course, and something that I'd really recommend doing, and it's something that I would probably actually go back to doing again. Yeah. It was something that I've always wanted to do, and when I graduated from university I think I just thought I want to take this degree further, but then there is that thing of I don't even know if you need a degree being an artist, so I just sort of started doing solo exhibitions, entering a lot of competitions, and I thought that was a good way of building up your profile as an artist and to actually getting the recognition. And once you sort of go into that, it builds up, I call it like a snowball effect, that it gets bigger and bigger, and you find that you get commissions and you start selling your paintings and people start following you. So it's not always been my focus. I did a lot of animal portraits, landscape painting. Portraits was actually something that I did on the side, but I think naturally as an artist you want to develop, and I started entering into my portraits into the Royal Society of Portrait Painters or the Moore Galleries, and finding that they were getting pre-selected for the exhibition, so that was a really good way of building up a recognition as an artist. And it's such a competitive world as an artist, and I think for me I felt like that was the only way of getting your name out there. And then once the portraits were getting in, I just thought I just took that further, and it became like my main subject. Yeah, a lot of them are actually my family members and my friends, and I think I feel a lot more comfortable painting people that are closer to me, and they're not going to criticise my painting or tell me how to change my style. So for me it's really, I found actually painting family members was, yeah, I paint them a lot, and then I do commissions on the side, but you know them as people and you know their face so well, so it's really a great way of actually then putting that onto canvas. Yeah, Lucy and Freud was is a big influence. Alice Neal, Kerry James Marshall. I sort of pick certain bits out of artists, so it could be with Lucy and Freud, it's the application of his paint, and I always say that you have to look quite close up to his portraits and actually seeing the amount of colours and it's about his mark making. And Alice Neal for not being so realistic, and just how she's so free with her paint and not worried about with the detailing, so I sort of take bits of an artist and put them all sort of into one, and yeah. Yeah, I've really found that my art has developed over time, and I think the more you do it, and the more I was getting into the BP portrait world, you think that you've got professional artists that are judging this, and each time you're getting in you think, okay, I'm doing something right, so you stick with it and you enter again and you get through again, and you think that I think for me has definitely helped change my style. And it's something that naturally comes as an artist. You're inspired every day and you take in new things every day, and that really influences your art. Yeah, with the BP portrait world, the first one was just myself at a table and that for me was a really big change in my style of painting. I was having a really bad period of painter's block, and I think I was trying to paint through it, and I couldn't really find what I was trying to do, and it was just really frustrating for me, so I had a long break of not painting, and that was the first painting of myself that I felt really happy with, and the fact that also I got into the BP Portrait Awards with that style, and I think that was sort of the turning point for me in creating something a bit more contemporary than what I would usually do. Yeah, the Young Artist Award, yeah. And that was, I was trying to show to female artists as they are today, and historically they didn't get the recognition that they deserved, and I think with everything, with this female, coming female artist, or this whole thing is a big thing at the moment, and I think I really wanted to show that in my painting, and I submitted it hoping that they'd get what I was doing, so when I got that award I think they understood what I was trying to show, and I wanted to show us as two strong female painters, and I think it's got a lot of feminist attention, so yeah, I'm really pleased about that. Yeah, so my great-grandfather Edward Trelonowski was quite a well-known Polish painter, and he exhibited in Paris and Krakow, and he was actually at I think it was the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Warsaw, I think. But he worked with a lot of textiles, poster making, print making, and so it's a really nice thing that actually it's in the family, and both my parents are very creative as well, so yeah, it's something that's definitely sort of being inspired in the family, yeah. Yeah, so I paint from both photographs and from life. If it's in my studio, I prefer to draw them from life. Again, if I'm doing commissions, I'll go to people's houses and I'll set up my easel with my canvas and I'll draw them for the first sitting. Sometimes I'll go back for painting, but I feel a bit nervous about taking my paints into someone else's home, especially oil paints. And actually getting paints on the floor is really not great, but yeah, I like to work from life and photographs, but drawing from life is it's better than drawing from a photograph, because you capture more movement, and actually a photograph is just a one still image that is sometimes actually, they do distort the face, so it's actually good to draw from life. The Venice Biennale, which is coming up, I will be exhibiting at in May, which is with the GA Foundation, which is a non-profit organisation, and they're actually one of the collateral events within the Venice Biennale, and I think for me I'm really looking forward to that, and I think that definitely came through with the BP Portrait Awards, with the amount of exposure that they were giving me, and I personally think that definitely came through with that. So yeah, and I'm hoping being involved in this exhibition that they would definitely open more doors to other exhibitions, and yeah, and building up the profile again. I like to do a solo show every now and then, so hopefully if maybe the end of the year I might do another solo show based on, I think I'm going to do all male portraits, and see it from, usually male artists paint the female form quite a lot, so I sort of want to switch that and put the male figure in front of me and see how they feel about being painted. So I think that's an idea that I've got at the moment, and hopefully I'd like to do that by the end of the year. Yeah, I use Instagram quite a lot to promote my exhibitions and my latest work. I think Instagram's a really good way of putting your paintings out there. It's like it's sort of an ongoing exhibition, I like to call it, because you're just posting each painting each latest painting online, and so many people seeing that, and you don't actually really know who's even watching it behind the scenes. So I think, yeah, Instagram for me is a really good tool to use as an artist.